got a chance to see the third season of The Legend of Vox Machina, the D&D animated series by Critical Role. Let's talk about it right now. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thank you so much for spending time with me as we rant about movies, comic books, and television shows, as well as the occasional board game. I am your host, Frank Zanca. I'm an award-winning screenwriter, novelist, and comic book writer, as well as a filmmaker. And speaking of comics, we got our second issue in for Lords of LA. That is my vampire mob set in 1950s Hollywood, and it's got plenty of vampire-on-vampire action. We have Marilyn Monroe in here since it takes place in the 50s. Blood, sex, gore, everything you'd want in like a True Blood type vampire book. And this is the first issue as well. I do sign them. They're about 48 pages each. But yeah, plenty of fun in here. And if you'd like a copy, I do sign them. Just put a little note in the comments section and we'll figure out how to get it out to you. Plus, we're in our last few days of Mythlord's Classic Monsters card game. This is a fun game from 1 to 4 players. We are going to unlock a 5th player as well. You play as your favorite classic monster. It is a card game. Everything you need is in here. You don't have to collect anything. Everything's in here that you need to play. And it's got artwork throughout by Mark Spears. He does plenty of artwork for Marvel and DC covers, as well as Spawn, etc. The artwork in here is fantastic. We are fully funded already on Kickstarter. Plus, we have figures with it like Frankenstein's monster or Dracula. It comes with 4 different figures. It's awesome. Anyway, check out mythlords.net or go to the description below where you can find a link to the Kickstarter. All right, let's jump into The Legend of Vox Machina. We are on our 3rd season. So Critical Role, originally, they do D&D stuff, basically. And they did, I guess they based it on some of their own characters. And they put it out to Kickstarter, where they raised like over $1 million, if not more, for this. So they produced like the first couple of episodes on their own through that. And it was really, really good stuff that they did. I was very impressed with everything they had going on. They created some really good characters. It does have some steampunk elements because one of the main guys fires a weapon that he created, which is a gun. And everybody else is more magic-based. You have the burly kind of brutish character with the warrior. You have Pike, which is more of a paladin type character. So Percy is the guy with the gun, who's more of the clockwork type character. And then you have Vexalia, and you have Vex. So you have Vex and Vax. So there's an apostrophe in there. And they are brother and sister. So Vax is the guy and Vex is the girl. But they're like elvish type characters. And he's got throwing blades. And she is a bow wielder. And then, of course, you have to have the bard. So we have Scanlan, which is the bard character. He's a dwarf. And so is Pike. Pike is a dwarf also. There's plenty of really good voice actors in here. Ashley Johnson plays Pike, and she was in it from the beginning, which is why I think she's one of the producers. She played the computer expert in Blind Spot, if you've ever seen that. Marisha Ray, who is also pretty hot in real life, if you couldn't tell from her voice, she plays more of the mousy character, and she plays Kalith, who's the elemental sorceress. So that's pretty much everybody you got, right? I don't think I missed anybody. But yeah, of course, the brutish guy. And he has a very good Grog. He has a very good relationship with Pike. They call each other buddies. Hey, buddies, even though it's plural. It's only one person, but they call each other plural, And then you have people that have, gone in and out as far as additional characters that are also really good voice actors that you'd know from, regular movies. Like Anna Ripley, which I just call Ripley, is Kelly Hu, which I've been a big fan of for many years, ever since Scorpion King. I think that was the first time I saw her, was Scorpion King. She was also in Arrow and all those things. And Indira Varma, who has just had a small role in the last Mission Impossible. She's a British actress. She's excellent. And she's playing Allura. I like the whole relationship with Allura as well. I can't remember the girlfriend's name. It has a little bit of a woke tendency in there because it does have a lot of lesbian characters and, a gay guy and things to that effect. But it also, the main characters have heterosexual relationships. So it has a little bit of both. So I really didn't have a problem with it. It didn't lean completely in one direction or the other. We got to see both, which is, that's fine. No biggie. And again, it doesn't try to be preachy. If it's organic, really there's no issue. Because you have one guy who's like a sorcerer, who's also, he's always coming on to Vex. And Vex is straight, so he just kind of, and he knows it, so he just kind of placates it. And Gina Torres is also in it. I love Gina Torres. I think she's great. And then Lance Reddick plays one of the Dragon's voices. And he's the one from John Wick. He's always great. His voice was perfect for that. So, yeah, we had a really good cast in here. I can't even get past Tomb Raider. I'm up to, like, episode 3. I can't finish it. It's so bad. But meanwhile, I got through an entire season in this in like 3 days. It's really good. So the episodes are like a half hour piece. The first season is about vampires. So Percy's the prince of a city. His sister was kind of running it after. Well, his sister, I think, is enchained as well. I think she's taken prisoner as well by the vampires. And their parents are killed, and that's kind of why he's off on his own. And then he, joins this group, and they go and fight these vampires that have taken over his city. And he doesn't know it, but he's also possessed by a demon, which I always thought. And what's great about the writing in this is that everything continues through all the way through the third season. So everything that sets up in the first season continues all the way through. They don't forget about what happened, because it's creating this general world, which I really appreciate. And then in the second season, it sets up the dragon. So the dragon, I forgot the dragon's name, Thordak. So it sets up the dragon in the second one, and you would think that he's going to get killed in the second season. He's not. The whole third season is about Thordak and how he's ruling over everything at this point. Everybody's kind of afraid to approach him. So it's almost got that Lord of the Rings thing where, we're going after Mount Doom and stuff like that. Which I really appreciate how this thing progresses. They do a really good job. And then everybody kind of levels up in the second one. They get, Vex gets a fast flying broom and some other trinkets. And everything is earned to a certain extent. Like the armor that Pike ends up getting is earned. She has to go through a whole trial to get it. And then we have Percy that is lived in vengeance. And we have that arc for him. And then we have relationships grow between the characters as far as romantic ones throughout. And then, Scanlan's very selfish. And we get to see some progression with his character as well. So it's great that each one of them has their own voice. Each one of them has their own arc that they have to get over of problems or internal struggles. I think it's all really good writing, and there's been a lot of depth and creativity put in, and a lot of thought put into each character's background. And they have their upbringing, their family issues. All of that is heavily baked in here, and we know these characters, especially now by the third season. We know these characters extremely well. And I really can't. Is it as good as Arcane? No, it's not as good as Arcane. But it's fun. The characters are fun. The voice acting is great. You can definitely follow these characters on a tremendous arc of not only story but personal travel. And I can't recommend this show enough. This show to me is like an 8 out of 10. It's extremely good. And if you like D&D, even better. And I'm not going to tell you who, but this will kind of get you to watch maybe. It is on Prime, just in case you're wondering. It is on Prime. And one of the characters does die on the 3rd season. I'm not going to tell you who. So now you have to go watch it and find out. And I like how they treated the death in there and all that stuff. They did a really tremendous job not playing it off, have it really affecting the characters quite a bit. Because there's a lot of times when you have someone die or whatever, they just kind of play it off. And they forget about it because there's action going on, and that doesn't happen in the least, which it causes them to make mistakes in some degree. And I like all of that. And, the artwork is generally good. The animation is generally good. Again, it's not like Arcane. It's 2D animation. But again, it's really got... Even Grog has some stuff going on a personal level, and that's more in Season 2, I think. But again, each one of them gets extra things, like Vax ends up getting, wings and, all this stuff. So, because he makes a deal with some kind of a goddess or something to that effect. And there's questioning of their religions, and there's a lot of really good stuff in here, a lot of good character depth. So anyway, check it out. If you are checking it out, let me know what you think of it. And I can't wait for Season 4. I know it takes a long time to put this stuff together. But yeah, I hope they can jump on Season 4. I think I like it a lot. All right, well, that's it from me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Remember to give me that like, give me that thumbs up if you can. Also, if you can't subscribe, please do. Ring that bell, ding, ding. It's free. Why not? Help me grow the channel out, guys. And get notified about when I get additional videos out there. I also do comic reviews and, of course, movie reviews. I have the Venom one out, and I just saw You're a Monster, which is coming out as well. And also remember, it's our last week for Mythlord's Classic Monsters card game, where you can play as your favorite classic monster, whether it's Dracula, Frankenstein, the Creature from the Deep, or the Wolfman. And it does have figures for all of these characters. And then you have additional characters over here that will also come in the pack, as well as animals and weapons and locations and things like that. It's good stuff. You're going to really love the artwork by Mark Spears. And where else can you play as your favorite classic monster? Anyway, check out the link in the description below, or go to mythlords.net and jump in right now and help us unlock the 5th player stretch goal, which is the Wicked Witch. So you can play the whole Witch clan. And we also have a Dark Oz expansion as well. All right, that's it for me. Check out some other videos as well. Have a great week, and I'll see you in the next episode, guys. Thanks again for watching.